Today we're talking to three guys that are a part of our intentional living communities, and you said, I'm gonna take a year of my life, I'm gonna live in a house out in perimeter housing, and I'm just gonna commit to living with these guys and doing life with them, growing closer to God with them. How has being a part of an intentional living community shaped your time at Bethel?
Intentional living has really challenged me at Bethel to just maintain the relationships that I've built as an underclassman.
We've all been friends since freshman year.
When you're in Oakwood, it's easy to be intentional because you got a guy on your right and a guy on your left and 3 stories of that, and you're all close. And when you move out of that, I was kind of shocked with how hard it is to keep in touch with people. Through my relationships in intentional living, I was able to reconnect some of the stuff that I was able to experience in Oakwood, so it's really good.
Just the fact that you're not in a traditional dorm. You're in a house or apartment unit, probably about 6 other people.
Well, for me, I'm kind of an introvert and I don't like to put myself out there a whole lot, and living in a community with people has helped me grow.
We're always in the living room, which is really cool, so if one of us are upset, everyone knows and everyone will just pour into that one person.
When we would take time aside to eat a meal together on a weekly basis, I saw us grow closer together.
As far as intentional living goes, I think especially the idea of spiritual connectedness between you and the guys and perimeter, the girls that you're living near.
We're not in a co-ed dorm, but we are in a bit of life that is a little bit more co-ed, and you get to rub shoulders with the girls, and we get to do events with them, and be intentional in the community with them as well, which I think is pretty cool.
Well, we've been talking about having a Bible study since freshman year. So we've kind of wanted to set aside that time, but our schedules are ridiculous. Like, we're all, I feel like, supremely busy people. We don't have any more excuses. We live in the same house, we can all set aside time. And so we have that time to just sit down and be real with one another and say, this is what's going on, I need prayer, I need accountability.
It was so invaluable. It was, just to be able to have something keep us accountable and doing that. When we get in the habit of letting ourselves be vulnerable, we give God more room to work.
And the beauty of it is you're not in this alone, because you will slip up and you'll forget about stuff, and you're not always intentional about it, but you have accountability. My roommates, like Nate, he's pretty good about texting me, make sure I go to chapel and small group, and then Luke making me go to Bible study.
It makes you grow closer to your friends, closer to God and everyone around you.
You're paying a lot of money to come here to school, and intentional living is certainly a worthwhile use of that money.
You come to Bethel to get an education, to build relationships with people around you and with people who share your faith, and to build a relationship with God. And I think that the intentional living community really elevates all of those things.
You have nothing to lose.